Welcome back to another video. Today we're in the Open Ultra League and we're going to be running a Aurorus team paired with the Cresselia and Virizion. The Virizion, I'm not quite sure which movesets to run just yet, so I might end up changing it. We'll see how it plays out. So this lead here, we actually have a pretty interesting matchup here. We actually can do some big neutral meteor beam damage, but we also are taking super effective surfs. And as you can see here, we are able to get to 2 meteor beams if they go for double surfs. And the reason why we didn't switch out is because our Virizion currently is running the Stone Edge Sacred Sword version, so I didn't switch out immediately. And then here we obviously are just big countered here in the back. This Shadow Charizard is actually really bad for us in the back. The only thing we have going for us is the Virizion has Stone Edge, and that's exactly why we have Stone Edge. But we kind of need it as a surprise, so we switch back into the Cresselia to try and see if they will use any shields against this Cresselia. Because Cresselia could run Future Sight. There are some Cresselias that are running Future Sight, and then there we go. We do get the shield right there. Now that they know that we don't have Future Sight, they're not going to be shielding anymore. So we let this go, and then we go for this Moon Blast here. This Moon Blast. Oh, they actually double shield. Okay, so I guess they're counting on this Charizard's wing attack to whittle this Virizion down a lot. So we do go for the Stone Edge here to take out this Charizard. They probably were not anticipating the Virizion with the Charizard, and we were able to win this. They did, I guess they left. It looks like either they lagged or they left. Yeah, okay, so they lagged. So yeah, we actually end up using the Virizion at the only time that it would come in clutch because they had no shields, and we finally revealed that we have the Stone Edge. So this time it worked out. The Virizion was very, very useful because it had the Stone Edge, and we were able to win that game here. I would say the Virizion is the only one that you probably could be tinkering with the moveset. I think the Aurorus and Cresselia core is pretty solid. So if anything, you can kind of tinker and mess around with the Virizion movesets. Here, we're going to go for the Meteor Beam because it does the neutral damage, and we're going to tank all these moves. I mean, if it has Grass Knot, Moon Blast, Future Sight, whatever it may be, we're just going to tank it. We're just basically going to soft lose this. Or at least, I guess it wouldn't be soft lose because I think this Cresselia is going to be left with a good amount of health left. Okay, they actually end up shielding. So actually, not a bad deal. Considering that the Aurorus was probably going to lose that matchup, we did get a shield somehow. So looks like our opponent is throwing Grass Knot. So that tells you that they're running the Future Sight version. And so here we're just going to do our best to come out with as much energy as possible. And then we have our own Moon Blast here. This Moon Blast does, I don't know, 15-20%. And so it is back into the red. It just needs one more charge move at this point. Could be Grass Knot, could be Moon Blast. So we're going to go for the Grass Knot here. And perfect. And it exactly is enough to take it out. And here we actually should not have switched out. This switch out was a little bit too fast. We didn't see that it was actually running Charm. This Ninetales is actually running Charm. It would have been a little bit better if it was running the Powder Snow. So we are going to be able to do some neutral damage here. The neutral damage from the Sacred Sword, and then super effective with the Stone Edge. But it isn't enough to KO, so that is probably going to be... we're probably going to lose because we weren't able to take that out. Here we know that it potentially knows Stone Edge. We are able to shield the correct Stone Edge, but this Cobalon just has too much health. Too much health for this Cresselia to take it out. Because they still have that Alolan Ninetales still back there with Charm. So here, if they allowed us to farm down, maybe we would have a chance, but they realized that we were trying to farm it down, and they just immediately went into the Alolan Ninetales. So I think a little bit of a mistake right there. Obviously switching out just a little bit too fast on the switch, not realizing that it was running to charm 9 tails. So GG's to our opponent back there. All right, here we have a very favorable matchup. This opponent is going to switch on to the Jellicent. Okay, so this is where we would have liked the Virizion with Leaf Blade, because then we would have been able to have something, at least something, to throw at this Jellicent with our backline. And so we actually end up just staying in because we don't really have a good counter to this Jellicent on the team. So we're going to just commit 1 shield and try to get huge damage with these meter beams, and or possibly get 1 shield. So considering all things, this is kind of the best case. We're just going to get this low enough to where, oh, never mind. Looks like they are going to be able to get to the next surf. Yeah, having the Virizion without Leaf Blade in this situation is kind of terrible because we just don't have anything good to throw back at this thing. We do have the Cresselia with the Grass Knots, but we actually are going to need that Cresselia for the Pidgeot potentially. So let's see what they bring back in. If they bring back in the Pidgeot, we do have a potential Stone Edge. They actually bring back the Scrafty. So this Scrafty is interesting because either one, they anticipated that our Virizion has Stone Edge, so that's why they're not bringing in their Pidgeot. But also, they're basically just sacrificing this. They either made a really good read, or they really recognized that our Virizion potentially has Stone Edge, and so they just sacrificed the Scrafty. So we actually needed the Virizion to come back and then have our Cresselia face up against that Scrafty. But now this Pidgeot is just going to debuff a ton, and we're probably going to lose this right here because they also have a shield, and we just don't have anything that can be super effective. Our only big counter to this Pidgeot was that Aurorus, but they just had the perfect switch. The perfect switch of the Jellicent was able to just core break our entire team. If we had the Virizion with the Leaf Blade, it would have been much, much better, and it would have made a no-brainer to switch out. Here we just try to farm down and try to take it out. Unfortunately, it did not happen. Okay, and now we're back. So I decided that we needed to switch out the moveset of the Virizion. I just did it off camera there. We switched out the Virizion into the Leaf Blade version. We just needed a better counter to a potential Jellicent switch in. So that's the reason why we did that. Here we have a really, really good matchup. We just have to go throw this Weather Ball right before they get to their potential big charge move of Earth Power. Here we decide to shield because this is just a positive matchup. I guess that's what they were counting on, is us not shielding right there. So just to our opponent right there, they probably were triple weak to the Aurorus. All right, so here's the team that we adjusted to. We are actually running the Leaf Blade Virizion now, paired with the Aurorus and the Cresselia. So let's see if we can end off on a really good note. Here they decide to switch out and they go into the Virizion. Easy switch in for us with the Cresselia. This is a really, really positive matchup. We don't have to worry about anything or any moves coming in from this Virizion. Now, we kind of have to think about what they potentially could have in the back. The Ampharos, we also have to think about not allowing it to farm us down too much. So we're okay tanking all of these Leaf Blades, and we're making sure we leave this matchup with as little health as possible without being KO'd. And it should be right after this move. We tank this Leaf Blade, and then we're just going to throw this Grass Knot here. And now at least we're in the red, and so now they come back in with their Ampharos. We throw a move as soon as we have it. We don't get the debuff, unfortunately. And then here we have the Virizion faced up against the Ampharos. They did not have enough energy to throw anything of significance, so we did not shield that one. They still haven't switched out, so that's a good sign for us. It looks like they're just going to stay in. So whatever's in the back is not good enough. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoy the video.